Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about a few things, one of which is the history of female playable protagonist in the Grand Theft Auto series. We're also going to be taking a look at a quote from Dan Houser from Rockstar Games regarding what he thinks about female players going forward, and what this could mean for a possible GTA 5 DLC, and for other future Grand Theft Auto games like GTA 6. We're going to be talking about all of that in this video. So I was inspired by a few things to create this video. One of those was my good friend Zach Cox TV. He made a very similar video to this almost a year ago, and I thought it was really cool. And I was also watching some cutscenes from The Ballad of Gay Tony, and I just saw like all the female characters that Luis Lopez played with. So I just started thinking, and I was like, man, this would be so cool to do a video on and touch on a little bit. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So before we get into what could be the future of female protagonists, let's talk about what was and what has been for playable female characters in GTA. So we know that there's a ton of famous female side characters, some of which you'll see in the gameplay right now that I'm showing you guys. There's just been a ton, and some of my favorite characters in GTA honestly have been female or women characters. However, there actually have been 4 playable female characters that were in Grand Theft Auto 1. The only time there were playable female characters, those were Divine, Katie, Nikki, and Eureka. So those are the only 4 female protagonists in a Grand Theft Auto game, and it came all the way back in GTA 1, and there hasn't been a single one since then. Now, I certainly don't know the reason why they were in GTA 1 and they've never been in the other Grand Theft Auto games since. There wasn't really an explanation, and I'm sure it wasn't because there was a negative response to being female playable characters. In fact, there's a ton of famous games where the main character is a female. I mean, if you just think of Tomb Raider or you think of Metal Gear Solid, those have some pretty big female characters in there, main ones and protagonists as well. So it certainly isn't an issue of being a female over versus being a male. So now that you know that information, we're going to actually take a look from a quote from the Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser. And this was actually posted on Polygon. I'll leave the link to this in the description. This was on September 10th, 2013. So this was about a week before GTA 5 came out on PS3 and Xbox 360. And it's him explaining the lack of female protagonists in Grand Theft Auto 5 and, of course, other GTA games. Now, he specifically stated that the lack of playable female characters was in the game because the concept of being masculine was so key to the story. He also goes on to state, "We like the idea of a protagonist retiring with a family and how awful that would be. We've never done anything like that, and you don't really see it in games, to feed into these concepts of parenting and pseudo-parenting." So basically what he's talking about is Grand Theft Auto 5 has a lot of masculine features, and pretty much every GTA game does as well. I mean, stealing cars, shooting people, going to strip clubs. That's things that appeal typically to males. And I know that there's a lot of females that play Grand Theft Auto. That's apparent by the awesome community that we currently have. But it is true that a lot of the things in the game are geared towards the masculinity of males. And in the world of GTA 5, you're right, it would be kind of weird if you think about it to replace either Michael, Trevor, or Franklin with a female as compared to one of them. You know, it would just be weird, but that doesn't mean going forward that it wouldn't make sense to see a female main character. And this is something that's been discussed for a while now, and it's something that I think would be pretty cool. Now that brings up the question, would it be possible to see a female main player protagonist in a Grand Theft Auto 5 expansion or DLC, and of course in the next GTA 6? Yeah, absolutely, anything is possible. I think Rockstar wants to just be careful about appealing to the audience they know they have, which of course is males. Although I think it would be pretty cool because, in my opinion, there are a ton of really strong and really influential women that we've seen in the GTA franchise. For example, in GTA 4, Elizabetha Torres was a huge influential character. She actually introduces you to one of the future DLC characters that you play, Johnny Klebitz. You've also got the girlfriend of Roman, Mallory. She's a really nice part of the game. Now, while those characters weren't designed to be main characters, there's still a bunch of women in the GTA series that I think would be really cool if they had their own spin-off or their own, let's say, like few missions that you could do. One of those in particular in GTA 5 is actually Karen, or Michelle, which is Nico's ex-girlfriend. You know, she works for the IAA. She appears quite frequently in game and is a strong character that if you were to maybe flip the script and get a DLC centered around FIB or IAA, she certainly might be one of those main playable characters, which I think could be pretty awesome. But anyways, that's really where I'm going to leave the discussion up to you guys today. From what Dan Houser said to the evidence that's been shown so far, two things. One, do you think we'll ever see a female playable character in a Grand Theft Auto game, whether it's in GTA 5 or whether it's sometime down the line? And which character would you like to see, whether it's one that doesn't exist yet or if it's one from a previous game? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you did go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would of course be awesome, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.